Hey everybody, it's Star, and I'm still in the same spot, same shirt, same clothing, because I just recorded the video that I'm putting up before I put up this video. While I was giving you guys like kind of an introduction to myself, I had an idea for this video, so I thought I would go ahead and record it while the idea was still fresh in my head. Something that I've seen in society today is that people don't listen to each other. People want to scream and shout their opinions and their views, and they fail to listen to what the other person is saying. And I think that is so sad. Because I've got a very small knit group of friends. I don't have a lot of friends, and I prefer it that way because the more friends you have, the more people can hurt you. And with my history and my past, I've been hurt a lot. So I just, if I call somebody a friend, then that means something on a very, very deep level. So what I wanted to talk about was actually, I have, in my previous video, I said I believe in God, but that I am not religious. And that in itself gave me the idea for this video. Okay, so I have a friend. She's my neighbor, and I love her. She is one of the dearest people in my life. And she is a die-hard Christian. She believes that being gay is wrong. She believes that people who are Gothic are wrong. She has all of the Christian beliefs and dynamics, and I still love her. We don't agree on everything, and I respect her views. And all I ask is that she respects mine. And for the most part, she does. When I said that I believe in God, but that I was not religious, what I meant by that is I do believe in God. I talk to him every day. And I feel him in my life. But I don't go to church. I don't judge people who aren't, who aren't Catholics or, who aren't Christians or whatever. I accept people for who they are. And what I mean by that is, okay, so let's take this for example. I have a friend who is a drag queen, and I love him to death. He is one of the most beautiful people in the world, and when I say that, I mean that. His soul, who he is beautiful, and I don't judge him. It's not my right to judge him, and so I don't. I accept him for who he is, and that's the bottom line. Sorry. There's a YouTuber I watch, and her YouTube channel is called It's Black Friday, and it's her and her husband Matthias, and they do a lot of vlogging. She does a lot of transformation videos where like she'll do, I don't know, like the pastel gloss. She'll do oh gosh, she does so many, and she's fabulous at it. I mean, the girl is talented beyond belief. She is so talented. But when I was showing her video to my friend, she instantly judged her. That she was not, a Christian, that she wasn't, that she was a Satanist, that she was, she deserved what she got. There was an incident where she was denied entrance into a couple of places in Paris, and it was actually very devastating for her. It hurt her. She's got a good heart, and so it hurt her. And my friend said that she deserved it because she dressed that way for reactions, and she got a reaction, and just because she didn't like it, oh well. And I don't see it that way. I don't look at her and go, she's a Satanist, or I don't look at her and go, oh my God, she's demonic. I don't see that. What I see is who she is inside, and who she is inside is beautiful. She has this kindness that most Christians aren't even capable of. And her husband, Matthias, is so funny. I actually do really enjoy when he's in her videos, because my dad is German, and he was born in Landstuhl, and when he was 2, my Oma brought him here to the States. And so because of my Oma, I knew some words, and there's been a couple of videos where he said stuff like Dummkopf, and I think in the one he said Arschloch, and I knew what he meant, and I started giggling because I knew what he meant. Dummkopf means basically like dumbhead, and Arschloch is asshole. So I just thought that was really funny. So I really do enjoy watching them. But when I look at them, I don't pass judgment, and I see past their appearance. And my friend is unable to do that, and that's very unfortunate. Also with me, and this is a very hot topic between my friend and I, is that I've done so much reading and everything else, and I've read the Hopi Prophecies. The Hopi people are Native American, and they made prophecies that have already happened. I mean, in one of their prophecies, they talked about people communicating through spider webs in the sky. What does that sound like? That sounds like the internet, right? And telephones. They have prophesized people flying through the sky in birds that leave a black trail. That's a plane. They prophesized a lot, and they actually prophesized the end of times. And if you look at their prophecies, and then if you look at biblical stuff, they line up. The words aren't the same, but the story is. And so what I try to get my friend to understand is that you have to take into consideration these people did not have the same language that we did. So they used words that they knew, and it may not be the same words as what's in the Bible, but the story's the same. You just have to be intelligent enough to see that. They talk about when they talk about the end of time, you know, they talk about it in the sense that there's going to be 2 paths, and money and greed is going to play a factor. But they also talk about people walking around that had no souls. If you interpret that, I see it as artificial intelligence or clones. They talk about things that you just have to be able to see it. I don't know how else to explain it. I really suggest that, you know, you yourselves go and read the Hopi Prophecy, End of Times, and then also look at the Bible, the end of times, they both talk about hell on earth for 7 years. And then at the end of that 7 years, there being peace in it, and it being a beautiful place to live. But she could never get past the fact that no, that's not the Christian, that's not biblical, and so that's not Christian star. And it actually took me just taking one of the little quotes from the Hopi Prophecies that didn't say anything too direct, and I read it to her, and she goes, see, I'm telling you, it's biblical. You need to read the Bible, Star. You need to read the Bible. And then I told her that was actually from the Hopi Prophecies, not from the Bible. And I said, you have to be able to understand, when they talk about the sky people, the star people, that could very well be angels that they're talking about. It could be aliens they're talking about. I don't know. But if you try and interpret what they're saying, you'll find that a lot of their stories actually line up very much so with things that are in the Bible. So I believe in God, and I will take that forever. I mean, that'll never go away. But I don't have the dogma that a lot of Christians have. I'm very open to respecting other people's beliefs. If a person doesn't believe in God, I respect that. That's their right. In the end, we all have to stand before the judgment. And, it's not my right to tell somebody how to live their life. I'm not perfect. I am far from perfect. I make mistakes every single day of my life. I have made horrible mistakes in my life. And so I know that I am no better than anybody else. And I accept that. And I think I have a little more of an open mind when it comes to those things. I guess the best way to say it is that maybe, and this is not me saying this is definitely a thing, but it's just one of the things that I've thought of in my life is, what if all of us, all the different religions, fighting about which God is the correct God, what if they're all one and the same? Why are we arguing? I don't understand that. I mean, what if when we die, we find out that all the time spent fighting about all of this, and for nothing? I try and have a very open mind when it comes to things like that. My husband is Native American. He is Blackfoot. I have Native American in me. I am Cherokee and Sioux, although I was not brought up around my heritage, so I know very little about my heritage. But my husband knows, a lot. He grew up, and most of his life, up until the last, 7 years, 8 years, he's always gone to powwows. He's had regalia. He's been in the dances, the circle dances. He was even preparing. He had a sponsor, and he was actually preparing to do a Sundance. So when I listen to him, and then I listen to the things that I know from, the way I was raised, I see where they overlap each other and can almost be considered one and the same. And so I hope maybe some of what I'm saying makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I sound like a complete lunatic. And if you think that, then that's fine. But these are just things that I think about sometimes, because I'm not judgmental. I look past what's on the outside and I see what's on the inside. I've looked at Christians and felt so dirty just looking at them, because what I saw on the inside was terrifying. And I've looked at people like, I can't say her name right, Freya, it's Black Friday. When I look at her and her husband Matthias, who looks scary as shit, I see the inside and I see how beautiful they are. And I know without a doubt that they are good people. So, appearance can be deceiving. So, keep that in mind. I hope maybe that leaves some kind of impression. And if you have any thoughts on this, you know, please leave them in the comments below. I encourage interaction. If you have something that you want to say to me, please say it, but say it respectfully. I cannot stress enough. I said this in my last video and I cannot stress it enough. I would love to have interaction with people, positive interaction, where you listen to me and I listen to you, and we can talk and respect where the other person is coming from. That's something that is just not happening anymore. I can't even watch TV anymore. I can't watch the news. I can't, even things that used to be enjoyable, football and everything else, has become very, very disheartening. I mean, you've got football players who spend, what they spend on a house is more than most people will make in a lifetime. And you've got them acting like crybabies. And I can't understand it. And the crybaby that started it, Kaepernick, he was adopted by a white family, and a very well-to-do white family. Where his oppression comes from, I'm not quite sure. So it's just anymore. I can't look at the TV, and it hurts my heart to even see where we're going. Society has become so ugly. And so I'm hoping maybe I can just take this small corner of the internet and have a positive community where we can all respect each other and interact with each other, and maybe that can spread. I mean, I can hope. So I think I'm going to end that here. I hope to hear some of you guys in the comments below, and you can follow me on my social media. I have one social media account for both channels. I mostly post to Instagram. I just made a Tumblr account where I've not posted much of anything because I literally just created it like 2 days ago. So, but I'll leave links in the bottom, and I guess that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys all later. Be good to yourselves and be kind to everybody else as well. Bye.